It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends and ladies and gentlemen. It's time for another game show. Today's game show is titled AI Interpreting the Print Industry's Future. I decided I would use a microphone in my hand this time to give me more credibility as a game show host. But folks, I went out to AI. I said, AI, I need some help. And we know AI. They're out there in that digital landscape. They live in that, the World Wide Web. They're out there finding all kinds of information out, putting that information together. And I said, I need you to help me see some of the things that are going to happen in the print industry's future. And the AI, they were more than happy to help me do that. They said, oh, you guys got a lot of information out there. A lot of information. AI did tell me that there's a whole lot of redundant information. In other words, there's a bunch of the media and analysts that write the same stuff, so they kind of have to filter through that. But then they said my stuff, the end of the day, with Ray's stuff's all over the place. So they were able to put together some pretty good information on what I wanted to research. And I told AI, look, if the audience likes what you share here today, that I'd give AI a brand new 2024 Cadillac. And we know that AI, they want to drive through that intersection between the digital and physical world in comfort. So without any further ado, let's jump on the gigantic, sharp, interactive board and see what AI put together for you. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to explore the relationships between private equity and mega dealers. And I said, AI, do you see any books that are going to be published regarding private equity investing in a mega dealer? And AI found two books. The first book they found is titled 6 Chapters of Non-Performance Ends in Chapter 7. 6 Chapters of Non-Performance Ends in Chapter 7. I thought that was a fantastic title of a book, and I could pretty much believe that book will be published real soon. Another book they saw out there was titled Death by 1,000 Cuts. How $1,000 IT services contracts destroyed our investment. I've been talking about this for a while, and AI sees this stuff out there, and they're thinking, hey, you go out and sell a whole bunch of $1,000 IT service contracts as low-hanging fruit, and it won't matter if it generates $1 million if it costs you 6 to do it. That will definitely destroy an investment. So 2 books that AI sees coming out in the future, and I believe they're pretty correct on those. The BTA, I asked him about the BTA. I said, hey, we got a BTA meeting coming up. By the way, this is a commercial right now for the BTA. There is a meeting April 5th and 6th. BTA National Conference, Disney Grand Floridian. I'll be there. I can't wait to see my friends. But folks, what does AI think about the BTA in the near future? Well, I got to tell you something. This is what they saw. And trust me now, this is just coming from AI. They see this stuff out there and they put stuff together. And, well, this is unbelievable. They came up with Sheriff Mickey. They see Sheriff Mickey at the entrance of the BTA meeting in Orlando welcoming everybody, regardless of their point of view. And when I saw this, I'm thinking, wow, AI is spot on here, man. This is unbelievable. And then when I saw how AI put Mickey in the desert, I was like, boy, they are really into the realities all around our industry. They're finding all this stuff out there in the World Wide Web. Wow. What else did they discover? Oh, they see Great America having a food truck at the event. Folks, I've talked about this. Great America, they made some cuts over there, got rid of some people, no retirement parties. You've heard the stories, but, could Great America really afford to have those big, long tables, drinking a bunch of wine, eating big dinners? Why don't they just bring a food truck? And AI sees this in the future. They even see a sign, the hell with our rates. Have you had our burgers? Folks, I got to tell you, this is pretty big stuff here that AI is seeing in the future. OEMs hire out of the box to create change. I'm talking with AI. What about change? You got to get some people out of the box. And AI says, hey, here's some people that we see being hired in the future that are way out of the box. The first person is, well, HP hires castaway actor Wilson to help fool dealers. Amplify is a friend. Folks, you think about that actor Wilson in The Castaways. You remember the movie that Tom Hanks was in, stranded on the island? Became best friends with Wilson, the soccer ball. Well, we all know that was all made up. I mean, the soccer ball, can't really be your friend. But, Tom Hanks believed it was. That soccer ball was a fantastic actor playing Wilson. And at the end of the day, HP saw that talent. Hey, let's bring Wilson on the team. And he could fool the dealers and the resellers all over the world that Amplify's actually their friend. This is big. I mean, I beat up HP a lot, but boy, if they want to pull this off, that's pretty interesting. The other big celebrity coming into the marketplace is the Count from Sesame Street. AI sees Kaneka and Lexmark hiring the Count. We all know the Count. This vampire can count like nobody's business. I mean, I grew up listening to him count. And I got to tell you something. He knows how to count. And he knows how to count impairment charges And more importantly, he knows what they count against, and I think he can help Kaneka with that, along with the industry's media analyst. So that could be a fantastic hire for Kaneka and Lexmark. What else we got out there? Oh, here. Me and AI really started getting into this, especially around Kaneka's. Kaneka's had like terrible financials. This is the 4th year in a row, and I mean, even if they end above the line, it's probably not going to be any big home run. So I'm asking AI, well, how do you see Kaneka dealing with these last 4 years? Where do you see what they discovered? The first thing they think Kaneka is going to do is forget the last 4 years, and they're going to say that they've been around for 146 years. They're going to change the advertisements, all the marketing. They're going to cross off the 50, put 46 there. And they can get away with it because, the industry's media analysts will never analyze anything. They might say to themselves, I thought they were 150 years old. Somebody else will say, no, it says 146. OEMs never tell us anything that's not true. This is one way to forget about the last 4 years. It seems a little bit bizarre to me, but anyway, you never know. The other thing they see Kaneka doing is allowing the customers to go ahead and manage the rank and file at Kaneka. We've seen Kaneka, they got rid of the president last year, didn't replace him. I hear they got rid of some people in the production space, so I guess the customers are going to be in charge of the rank and file. Sales rep will show up at the customer's office, get their assignments for the day. Maybe they'll use the customer's phone when they want to do phone time. Who knows how all that's going to work out, but that's one way to deal with the terrible last 4 years. Just get rid of all the leaders and allow the customers to run the company. That's pretty interesting stuff. AI, I got to tell you, you're really finding some crazy stuff out there. How does Lexmark address no press releases since January? I'm on the Lexmark website, press releases. They haven't had a press release since January. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unheard of. I mean, you go to Lexmark's website and you look. Like previous years, press releases almost every other day. I mean, Lexmark used to put out as much press releases. Is that club we all know about here in the print industry that puts out a press release every other day, really to distract from the non-release of the last press release. So I'm thinking, how does Lexmark deal with this? Well, this is what AI sees. They believe that DHS will allow Lexmark to publish all the PRC companies that are banned as part of the UFLPA, because we all know that Lexmark's owners and Star have been banned over the UFLPA. DHS says, hey, you got all this room on your website, Lexmark. Why don't you go ahead and share all the PRC companies that are banned? That way everybody can know to stay away from these communist banned companies. That's pretty amazing stuff. I've got to tell you, AI, you're right on it, man. I can see AI driving home in that Cadillac. I don't know about you, but I see him driving through that intersection between the digital and physical world, getting those power windows down, maybe leaning that chair back a little bit as he drives through that intersection. So then I'm thinking, how's advertising going to change? We got the AI, all this information and content out there. What are they going to help other companies accomplish based on what's going on in the print industry? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what AI sees. Facebook Marketplace finds habitual tagger from print industry to tag marketplace items. So we know the Facebook Marketplace. They sell the stuff, they got to put the price tags on it. And so because of AI and because of all this content out there, well, they discover that in the print channel, there's a few people that just will tag every single person on a post, and they're excellent taggers. And Facebook's saying, hey, have you seen how this person tags? We need to get them over here, Facebook Marketplace, to tag our items. So this could be good. It'll get people some jobs, some extra money coming in. That's pretty interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess there's a big fight in the future. And I'm AI's telling me, Ray, there's this big fight we see in the future. And it's a fight between a mega dealer that's not performing and an OEM that's struggling to produce profit. And they're fighting. And I'm thinking, gosh, what are they fighting about? Well, ladies and gentlemen, wait till you see what AI sees. They're fighting for the last interview spot on a Friday Industry YouTube to discuss alternative realities. And I'm thinking, well, this happens, right? I mean, we got the YouTube out there on the Fridays. And, people go on that show to talk about alternative realities, basically because they're upset with the realities I talk about on my show, so they got to have a place they can go talk about alternative realities, and I guess these two folks are fighting for the last interview spot. Boy, I got to tell you, AI, you're really surprised me. I mean, I heard from some of the experts in the print industry that are AI experts now that AI is really, really smart, but this is just unbelievable, the stuff they've discovered here. Signs that Lexmark is in support of growing their communist ties. Because I did talk to the AI about this. I said, AI, we got all this stuff going on with the communists and everything, the PRC company. And, what do you see in the future? Is Lexmark going to support their communist owners, Star, even more? I mean, what do you see there? And, boy, what do you see what he saw? I mean, I don't know if AI was a he or a she, by the way. It's just, when I talk to them, they just refer to themselves as AI. I just want to get the record straight on that. But they see Putin standing in front of a Lexmark. Nope, they crossed off Lexmark because Lexmark's not allowed in Russia. And they call it a Phantom, but he's out there pulling a page out of there. You can see that. So obviously, they're trying to, at least 9-star anyway, is really going to reinforce those relationships. What else did AI come up with? Oh, Kim Jong-il. He's got the little Phantom. He's holding that thing with a big smile on his face. He's probably giving that away for a Christmas present to somebody, maybe. Hey, look what I got. Look what I got. Thankfully, we have some communist companies that we can trust and depend on. Again, they crossed off the Lexmark name and put the Phantom name on there. Very, very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the AI game show, and I have to tell you right now that AI definitely won that Cadillac. You will see AI driving through that intersection between the digital and physical world, and everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.